This is a nationwide strike. It is not a strike localized in Machakos County only. We want to say this. Yes, we have a strike by the nursing fraternity in this county, and we want to put it on record that this is a nationwide strike. Again, yesterday on TV, it appeared as if it were a strike by the nurses in Machakos County only. The proper position is that this is a nationwide strike that was called by the officials of the Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives, sometimes in May. Other aspects of the Machakos Level 5 facility are still doing what they are supposed to do, providing services to the citizens of Machakos and beyond. The cancer center is still operational as we talk. It won't cost anybody much to go and establish that fact. All clinics are running as expected. Our outpatient is still transacting business as usual, treating our people. Our physio and radiology centers are still working as would be expected. In the year 2023, 422 promotions for health workers were effected. And out of this, 132 benefited the nurses only. In 2024, 57 nurses were recruited, were employed. In 2025, an additional 183 nurses were employed and posted across the county. In February to May this year, the government has promoted 231 nurses, cutting across the common cadre to those about to retire. Right? As we talk, there is an ongoing advertisement that is aimed at recruiting or replacement of 42 nurses. The government has offered, I want to emphasize this, the government made an offer to promote all those nurses who have 7 years and above before, those who have taken 7 years before promotion, to be promoted in the financial years 2026 and 2027. That is an offer the government had or has already made. We had a series of discussions, and especially during the last meeting that we had with the nurses, two issues appeared to dominate the discussion. And issue number one was about failure to implement the new SRC salary structure for 2024. And number two, failure to implement the return to work formula that was signed in 2nd of November 2017. 2nd of November 2017. Now, look here. On all the other issues, we agreed with the union. These two issues appeared to be the elephant in the room, and by the way, even the stances, even even from the way the negotiations were going, it was clear that these are people who were intent on proceeding for strike. It was clear they were not for dispute resolution amicably. That one we must also say, because we sat through the negotiations with them, and what was coming out was, at the end of the day, these were people who wanted to do exactly what they have done. Health was devolved, but not completely. Certain aspects, the policy aspects of health, were retained at the national level. So what we received down here were the purely operational aspects in the health sector. That is where we are. Now, sometimes there could be certain directives, certain correspondences from the national government down to the county governments, which have monetary implications, but without the accompanying resources, that becomes an issue for us to implement. Now, some of the issues are negotiated up there. Then they are cascaded down to the county governments to implement. Without the accompaniment of the necessary resources, this becomes a weight that is hung on the necks of county governments. It becomes sometimes very difficult for us to deal with some of the issues, such as the issues on the table today. For those in the leadership, let us, as much as possible, strive to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. Machakos belongs to us. We understand the pain of our people. The pain of our people is our pain. That is point number one. We can't sit pretty when our people are paining. That is why we are promising to do whatever we need to do to get our nurses back to the wards, back to their stations. Again, I must also appeal to them to look back, put the interests of the people of Machakos first, recalibrate their demands downwards, and get back to the negotiating table without a lot of hubris. Let them not throw a lot of drama around the issue. And the health function is not an issue that should be dramatized at all costs. It is not proper for us to import politics into the health function. We feel pained when we see some of these images that are circulating, and the perpetrators of that know very well that may not be the right thing. Instead of that, let us call one another to the table and let us make submissions to one another. Whatever we can do as leaders, let us offer to do it instead of worsening the situation by way of making inflammatory and derogatory pointing accusing fingers. That may not be the way to go.